Always use your own discernment when listening. These general readings are not a one-size-fits-all. Ultimately, you are the final say, so take what applies and leave the rest. With that being said, let's get started. Hi there, pile number one. Welcome or welcome back. So, courage is a very big word for you. Part of your life purpose is to have a lot of courage. And you're not meant to do this alone. You have a whole soul tribe that you are supposed to connect with at some point in your journey to help change the collective for the better. Now, depending on what you've come here to do will depend on what spirit is building you up for. And for many of you, it's going to require you to be extremely intuitive, and it's going to require teamwork. It's going to require a lot of downloads bouncing off of people to put all the pieces together. Because what I'm getting in your soul group, not everybody has all the pieces, and it's meant to be that way, so that when everybody bands together, it's not just one of you, but a bunch of you. I feel like in this pile you have been entrusted with the path of revealing what needs to be seen. And sometimes what needs to be seen is a very slippery slope, but that in between, after what's revealed that needs to be revealed, starts a transition. And just like how hail can be sudden, it can be turbulent, it comes out of nowhere, but it fades quickly. So this talks about rough conversations, and even though what you came here to change may be in the murky waters, I'm getting for many of you, this is really deep, this is really corrupt, and it's not going to be one of you that changes it, but a whole collective of people working together to change something that you clearly see that is not in alignment with where Gaia wants to go. And so depending on where you are in your life path will depend on what you need to learn. If you need to learn how to stand up for yourself, Spirit is going to bring you those people. If you need to learn to not back down, Spirit is going to bring you those experiences. You guys are part of the collective that is meant to bring the shadow to light. There's a huge part of the collective that's on their healing journey that hasn't quite made it out of the light yet. And what I mean by that is not being of the dark, but there are certain individuals out there that are still healing, that are still growing. They may say, I'm going to manifest this, and I'm not going to believe anything else that's happening because I don't want to manifest that. In a sense, that's great because you're remaining positive and optimistic about your future. But we are co-creating our reality with millions of other people on this planet. And quite frankly, not everyone sees things like that. And many people suffer at the hands of very corrupt individuals. And we can't ignore that. We cannot ignore that that exists. And so some people came here specifically to expose and correct that. And that's what I'm getting from this group. Some of this stuff is hidden, and it's going to require intuitives to pull it out. People that can read between the lines. People that can get downloads. And it is a hard path to follow. There's no doubt about that. That is why there's an entire soul group here that's meant to do it together. So just know that if you picked this pile, most likely that is where you're heading to some degree. It may be in small places, and it may be in large places. But the biggest message here, your life experiences are going to build you up to be part of these group of individuals that came here to correct something that is not in alignment with where Gaia wants to go. These groups of individuals are meant to go straight to the source of the problem. A lot of people don't have the clear seeing right now, and so what we're doing is we're fighting each other. We're divided in every single area in our society, down to our eating patterns, down to our belief systems, our medical communities, our educational system, our politics. But can you go straight to the source of the problem? Can you see the problem? And what can you and a group of individuals do about it? I don't see this reading taking place in 1 year, personally. It depends on what you came here to change. But I do see it happening in your lifetime. So I have a channeled song coming through here called Can't Back Down. Go ahead and take a look at that, pile number 1, because I feel like you'll have a strong resonance towards it. So that is all I have for you, pile number 1. I hope this helped and resonated with you. And if it did, I will catch you in the next reading. Bye. Always use your own discernment when listening. These general readings are not a one-size-fits-all. Ultimately, you are the final say, so take what applies and leave the rest. With that being said, let's get started. Hi there, pile number 2. Welcome or welcome back. So, you are being asked to go after what you want. And a lot of times what we want is on the other side of difficulty. Sometimes we have support when we're going after what we want, and other times we don't. And I think many of you in this pile don't feel supported. You may feel alone, and you may even feel like the walls are closing in on you. There's a message here to not give up, because you are on the right path for your creation, for your peace. But right now, there's something inside yourself that you need to see and that you need to push through. It's really going to require you to muster up this inner strength so that you can get through these energies. Sometimes we do have to stand alone and say what needs to be said, reveal what needs to be revealed, release these bottled up emotions where they need to be heard. This is about using your voice where it counts, using your actions where it counts. This is about discovering what's holding you back, seeing things for what they are, and pushing through until you find your happiness, your peace, your acceptance. This is about believing in yourself when nobody else believes in you. And then, once you get to that point, attracting like-minded individuals. Sometimes we get a tremendous amount of growth when our backs are up against the wall. And it's a hard place to be in. You may feel misunderstood, not heard, not valued. And a lot of times when we're in these states, sometimes we don't see the error in our ways either. But that does not mean that your feelings are not valid, because every reaction comes from an internal pain. What is it that you are telling yourself, pile number 2, that is keeping you from moving forward? What needs to be transmuted for you to find your peace, for you to reach your goals? The walls are getting smaller because you're meant to break out of the walls. It's about overcoming the shadows and stepping into the light at the end of the tunnel. The courage to use your voice, the courage to take action, the courage to overcome the negative self-talk that is preventing you from using your voice or taking action. Knowing that if you put your mind to it and you overcome the self and you overcome what the world is reflecting back at you, that you'll be a completely different person by the end of this, changed for the better, stronger, wiser, and more understanding. Whatever it is that you are manifesting requires you to go through this phase. This phase is going to bring you what you want, what you desire, what makes you happy, if you allow it. Allow this phase to show you what needs to be transmuted within yourself and move forward into the person that Spirit believes you to be, believes you deserve. But as much as Spirit believes in you, you also have to believe in yourself. You can't get there with Spirit alone. So keep going, pile number 2. You have so much potential ahead of you, but it requires us to break this illusion down that we have of ourselves. I have a channeled song here. Show them what you're made of. I'll go ahead and link it down in the description box below. So that is all I have for you, pile number 2. I hope this helped and resonated. And if it did, I'll catch you in the next video. Bye. Always use your own discernment when listening. These general readings are not a one-size-fits-all. Ultimately, you are the final say, so take what applies and leave the rest. With that being said, let's get started. Hi there, pile number 3. Welcome or welcome back. So, you have some decisions to make. And I don't feel that these decisions are easy. You know where your intuition is pointing you? Something that's stopping you from trusting your path. I'm going to take a look at this card here. So what I'm seeing in this picture is a portal that is over there in the distance. And it's almost like you are walking by that portal and you're wondering, should I take it? You just don't know. But there's something there that you need to see, that you need to grab. Wisdom. Because you're doubting your intuition. And this is the part of your journey where you have to learn to walk by faith, an opportunity to see things from a bigger picture. You may not see the bigger picture until you step through that portal. And that's where faith comes in. And in that card, it says, if you knew you would be supported, what would you do? And I think that's very telling for this read. So I see two different paths here, and possibly more, but the two that are more prominent in this reading are one that is stepping into an area that needs a whistleblower, and the other side is you need to step into an area to see something that is outside of social norms. There's something hidden there that has a strong confirmation bias. And then there's a small select that is being asked to step into a role by spirit that you feel may be bigger than you. There's also a side path coming through here where you may need to play this game more than once, and you may not actually be ready for the real deal. You aren't going to be ready for the real deal unless you see the path firsthand. So it's like practice before the real deal. This gives me the energy of trying out for something and not succeeding the first time, but knowing exactly how to do it the second time. And had you not tried out the first time, there would be no success. But it's about stepping out of your comfort zone, trusting your path, all of it, having faith in your intuition and where you're being guided, and allowing the universe to unfold for you through the human experience itself so that you can have all the pieces you need to get where you're going. There's a possibility you may be walking into a place where there are people that are not like you, a very different crowd, a lot of competition, and you may see things that are of deceptive nature. And this is not going to apply for all of you. This is for a select few. But in order for you to succeed in this path, you have to see all of it. You have to know it's there. But allow your intuition to guide you through this portal so you can see everything that you need to see and take everything that you need to take with you on your path. Because I do feel like for the majority of this pile, this is a sidestep. This is something that most likely has an expiration time, and there's something that you need to see here, and it requires you to take action now and see it for what it is, grab what you need to grab from it, and then come out and move along with your path. But regardless, pile number 3, you are supported on this, and this is your test of faith. So that is all I have for you, pile number 3. I hope this resonated with you, and if it did, I will catch you in the next reading. Bye. Always use your own discernment when listening. These general readings are not a one-size-fits-all. Ultimately, you are the final say, so take what applies and leave the rest. With that being said, let's get started. Hi there, pile number 4. Welcome or welcome back. So this pile is coming out of very difficult energy. You may be leaving a situation, whether it has to do with other people, places, events, and even a part of yourself. And it's difficult when we have to change, when we have to recover from an illusion that we created about another person, about a belief system, about ourselves, when we have to recover from lies, deceit, hidden agendas. But there's no doubt in my mind that you are definitely coming out of this period, and with any ending becomes a new beginning. There comes a harvest. Every action has a consequence, and for many of you in this pile, the actions that you had to choose from were hard. Because even when we have to choose ourselves, a better version of ourselves, sometimes we have to walk away from people and places that we care about, identities that we care about. This pile, I feel like, is the heart of Gaia, and you have so much love, but sometimes love doesn't come without pain, especially when people lied to us and we believe them. Sometimes we have to sacrifice careers and schooling because we couldn't figure out a path forward. And when we come out of these energies, we can be very hard on ourselves. We can, in our own eyes, we can become failures and unintelligent. And I just want to point out that that's not the case. You've already went through enough. You don't need to add on to it. That's how you keep going down the hole. But the whole point of this is to come out of the hole, to see the light at the end of the tunnel, to see that even with certain endings, we can still have a beginning worth having. And while what you're coming out of is hard, the wisdom and the stability that you gain out of it is going to be on another level. Based on your experiences up until now, I feel the universe has something very special brewing up for you. You may not see it yet, but you are being called to step in the flow. Allow spirit to guide you to different places, to different people that can help you forgive the past. And that doesn't mean that we should forgive other people for them, but to forgive for you, because you deserve to be able to live life to the fullest without the past holding you back. Because you can take the wisdom from the past and enrich your path forward. This is where you start learning who it is you are, who it is that you want to be, and start eliminating any conditioning that may have come with the past. Forgive others, forgive yourself, both for you, so that the only one that's living in your head is you, and your peace, your abundance, your self-love, and ultimately your gratitude. Not for the events that happened to you, not for the illusions that we created for ourselves, but gratitude for the person you are becoming. So right now, Spirit is becoming your mentor, so that one day you can be a mentor for someone else. And there's a mentor reminder here. If you've just come out of an energy where it was too demanding for a long period of time, make sure that you learn to take time for yourself. And there's a channeled song that I'll link down in the description. But I'm also being told that for some of you, if it resonates, the whole movie may be of significance. So you'll be in my heart from the movie Tarzan. So that is all I have for you, pile number 4. I hope this resonated with you, and if it did, I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye. Always use your own discernment when listening. These general readings are not a one-size-fits-all. Ultimately, you are the final say, so take what applies and leave the rest. With that being said, let's get started. Hi there, pile number 5. Welcome or welcome back. You have a creation that you are just stepping into. Spirit wants to remind you that this is a pretty big project, and it's going to take time. It's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of trusting in the universe, trusting in your guides, ancestors, trusting your own intuition, trusting yourself to be able to accomplish what you want to accomplish. And to not lose faith, do not lose sight of your vision, because it's going to require you to believe in yourself every single time you hit a fork in the road. You as a creator may wonder how you're going to get there, and Spirit is saying don't worry about that. We have an end goal. Take it step by step, and when you have inspiration, act on it. When you get the downloads, act on it. When you're given a choice to expand, make sure you muster up the inner strength to take action towards your goals. This is about making sure that your self-doubt doesn't get in the way. The path will be opened for you as time goes on. The path may be long, there's not any indication otherwise, but a good book isn't written in a day, and oftentimes an author's first book is not published. And if it is published, it's not the first book that gets published, most of the time. Your goals are worth fighting for, especially goals this big. The work that you put in will balance out in the end. So I see all these stars down the middle of this card. And all I can see is someone, through divine help, is making sure they take every opportunity that they can take, that they are inspired to take. And when everything falls into place, you will achieve the unthinkable. But you have to have the courage to believe in yourself until everything is aligned, and you'll receive blessings and opportunities that you didn't even know existed. So that is all I have for you, pile number 5. I hope this helped and resonated with you, and if it did, I will catch you in the next video. Bye.